All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on how AI really works, and we're using insights straight from Google's own free courses. Now, this isn't just for tech geeks, okay? Understanding this stuff gives you a massive career advantage. So if you're ready to level up, let's go.
And let's start with why this is so important. I mean, this quote right here just says it all. We are way past the point where just knowing how to type a prompt is enough. Companies, hiring managers, they're now looking for people who get the whole picture, who understand AI as a full system. That knowledge, that's what's going to set you apart.
So that brings us to what I call the AI knowledge gap. You see, there's a huge difference between someone who just uses AI and an AI-savvy professional who actually understands it. One person is just playing around with a tool, but the other one knows why the tool works the way it does. Today, we're going to close that gap.
And we've all felt this, right? You ask the AI for something and what it gives you back is, well, it's complete garbage. And the instinct is to just try again, maybe tweak a word or two, but that's just frustrating trial and error. The real cure is understanding the principles behind it. When you get the fundamentals, you can actually troubleshoot. You can figure out why it messed up and guide it to the right answer instead of just starting from scratch every single time an update comes out.
Okay, so let's build that solid foundation. This is where the real power is. We're talking about the core concepts that make everything tick, from the videos YouTube recommends to you to the route Google Maps plans for your drive. It all starts here.
And the star of the show right now is, of course, generative AI. This is a total game changer. It's not just about predicting something or sorting information. This is about pure creation. We're talking about an AI that can generate brand new, totally original content, stuff that has literally never existed before.
And check this out. This shows you the huge leap we've made. The older models, what we call discriminative models, were pretty limited. Their whole job was to make a yes or no call. Is this a picture of a cat or not a cat? It could recognize the cat. But generative AI, you can ask it to draw you a brand new picture of a cat, and it will. It's the difference between knowing what something is and being able to create it from scratch.
So what's the engine driving all this incredible power? It's something called a neural network. Now just imagine a computer system that's designed to work a bit like the human brain. It's got all these interconnected points, kind of like neurons, and it learns by looking at billions of examples. By doing that over and over, it gets insanely good at spotting patterns and predicting what comes next, whether that's the next word in a sentence or the next pixel in a picture.
All right, so we've got the engine. Now let's see how it powers the tools that we're all obsessed with, right? I'm talking about large language models, or LLMs, the brains behind things like ChatGPT. Let's peel back the layers and see how they actually think. So at its core, an LLM is really just a super powerful word predictor. Seriously, think of it like the autocomplete on your phone, but instead of being trained on your texts, it's been trained on basically the entire internet. It looks at your prompt, studies all the words, and then just calculates the statistical probability of what the very next word should be. Then it picks the most likely one and rinse and repeat. But, and this is a really big but, this whole system of just predicting the next word has a major and sometimes pretty dangerous flaw. It's a phenomenon called a hallucination. Here's the deal. The model cares way more about what sounds probable and fluent than what is actually true or logical. So if it doesn't have the data to answer your question, it won't say, "I don't know." Nope. It will just invent an answer that seems plausible. It will literally make things up and state them with 100% confidence. And you can imagine, if you're dealing with facts or sensitive info, that is a massive risk.
Knowing about that flaw is half the battle. So now let's talk about how to use AI responsibly and effectively. And listen, this isn't just about being ethical. It is a professional skill that more and more employers are specifically looking for.
The first and most crucial principle of responsible AI is understanding something called the mirror effect. An AI is not this objective, all-knowing entity. Not at all. It is simply a mirror reflecting the data we trained it on, and that includes all of our human biases and imperfections. So, if the data shows that historically, most doctors in pictures were men, the AI might learn to associate doctor with man. It's not thinking, it's just reflecting the patterns it was shown.
And that leads us to the single most important rule of them all. This is it right here. AI should be used as a tool, not the decision maker. Because the data has flaws, because the AI can hallucinate, the human must always be in the driver's seat. And this slide shows you exactly what that looks like. The wrong way, the lazy way, is to just get a result, copy and paste it, and send it off. You're just asking for trouble. The right way, the professional way,
is to treat the AI's output as a first draft. A human takes it, analyzes it, tweaks it, improves it, and then the human makes the final call. That's the human-in-the-loop process, and it is absolutely essential.
Okay, so we've talked about the dangers and the rules of the road. Now, let's get to the really cool part. Let's look at the creative side. How AI image generators like DALL-E and Midjourney can create these absolutely incredible images from, well, from nothing.
And I just love this analogy for how it works. It's so perfect. See, the AI isn't like a painter starting with a blank canvas. It's more like a sculptor who starts with a giant random block of marble and just chips away everything that isn't the statue.
This whole process is technically called diffusion, but an easier way to think about it is denoising. It literally starts with a screen full of pure random noise, like static on an old TV. Then, based on your text prompt, it starts to chip away. It removes all the pixels that don't match what you asked for, slowly refining and refining until finally an image just emerges from that chaos. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
So there you have it. We've covered a ton of ground, from the knowledge gap to the fundamentals, from the risks of hallucination to the magic of image generation. You now have the foundational knowledge of how this stuff actually works. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?